All right, what is up, everybody? Cheers. Let's get our workout on. Cheers, 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 cheers. Cheers, everyone. I'm going to mix up my pre-workout here. I actually got a new little sample to try here. I'm going with the new sea moss, instead of the sea moss gel. I'm sure you guys have heard the sea moss gel. We're going with a sea moss lemonade electrolyte drink. This one's cool because it's only got 15 calories. It's got gram of fiber, gram of sugar. It's got our electrolyte blend. What I will say, it does have sugar alcohol as the sweetener because it actually tastes quite good. But I'm going to mix this up for my pre-workout. We're going to get warmed up and we're going to get into the fun. We're also simultaneously trying to nap baby Hope, and Anna's watching a movie. So we'll see how the audio sounds. Let me know about the audio. If you have questions, drop it in the chat. Again, keep in mind, when you're watching these live, the first person to comment gets a $50 gift card. So I'm going to put that on every single platform, on Facebook, YouTube, Amazon, on TikTok, wherever you're watching this. The first person to comment on each platform gets a $50 gift card. So I'm going to share that. We'll get set up. I'll get all my little drinks and snackies out over here. Get things rolling. Bam. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to mix up my pre-workout. Good morning, good morning. I should say, pretty much almost at noon. Getting our, now again, with these powder sticks, you could literally just drop it on your tongue. I just personally like actually having it in a drink. There's something about having the pre-workout in a drink I just enjoy. It also helps me just get some extra fluids in the first 15 minutes of my workout. I usually slam it down in the first 15 minutes. But again, you could just drop this on your tongue. It's just as good. So, with that being said, though, I'm going to mix it up. My lemonade, we'll get this pre-workout over here. Bam. What I'm going to do is just drop in the comments really quick before we actually start that the first person to comment gets a $50 gift card, because I want you guys to take advantage of this $50 gift card. First person to comment, it's a $50 gift card. All right, so I'm going to drop that here on the comments as well. Boom, we're going out to all the platforms. Again, keep in mind, first person to comment, $50 gift card to the LOF shop. You guys can redeem it for whatever you want. Let's pull up our live stream here. Make sure we're live. Boom. There it is. Drop in the chat. And voila, we're off to the races. Make sure the chat is good. And again, we're doing an arm workout today. The goal of this arm workout is to be done, again, at home, making it accessible, as well as doing purely just the bands. If you want to, I'm going to also have adjustable dumbbells and some other accessory stuff. You don't need this stuff. You're going to be able to do the workout with just the bands. Okay, we got all of our stuff set up. Boom. Now let's get rocking with our music. The key to any good workout, as I've talked about in the past, is the music itself. Yeah. All right, so we're going to get my workout started here on my watch so we can track everything. We're off to it. 2 minutes. We're going to be doing a ball warm-up, and then we're going to go 2 minutes shadow boxing, and then get right into our dynamic stretching and fun. Let's see all the stuff, see if we got questions on it. Again, if you guys have seen my warm-ups, you know this. Normally, actually, on Wednesdays, I'm going to jiu-jitsu at Road, but today I wasn't able to make it in, so we're improvising here as best I can with a home workout before I have to actually do a presentation I'm giving on digitally detoxing. Shout out to my homies at Road. Ooh, I see someone commented on YouTube. You get the first $50 gift card. So who got the first comment? Doing another minute and a half. I'll come check the comments. But again, if you're commenting on YouTube, I'll circle back and we'll get the $50 gift card. You can also shoot me a message. I believe you can shoot messages on YouTube, right? Pretty confident. Let me know. Shoot me a message. I'll be able to confirm it on the live stream. I got 1 more minute. Let's just see. Who we got? Who we got? Who we got? Oh, what's up, Mesky? What's up? What's up? What's up? So I got you that $50 gift card. So all you got to do is shoot me a message here on YouTube. If not, I'll drop an email. You can email me. Email me at gmail.com. So you can also just shoot an email at lifeofafighter@gmail.com. I can confirm it. Just cite your username. If you're not able to message me on YouTube, and I got you. All right, we got another like 30 seconds here. And bam. All right, now I'll get some shadow boxing going. See what we got. Gift card for what? So you get a $50 gift card to the LOF shop. All right, so now we'll get 2 minutes shadow boxing. So it's going to be to the LOF shop. So you can get either any. How so? I'd love to have your insight on how you feel that. What do you do?
Drills. I do got to go under to get it.
No, because you're going to walk in front of the screen. I hope sleeping.
No, it's not. Clear.
All right, so now we're just kind of climbing the punch-out pyramid, as it were. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm back down 8, 6, 4, 2. Now we go back down. We're going 8. All right, here we go. So there's our 2 minutes there. We got 2 more seconds. I'm just get that heart rate up. Go through some dynamic stretching, and then we'll go into our fun. All right. All right, let's get our notebook. Okay. I'm gonna get my notebook so I can write my workouts down. Of course, everything's moved, so we're not gonna find it. No, the one that you asked me specifically. Found it. All right, got our workout planner here. Let's start to jot down what we got. So we're doing arms, starting with doing banded bicep curls. There we go.
Bitch won't too much if I told to.
Analysis checks. I actually had to update things. Let's see where we're at. We're going to go through a little dynamic stretch routine, then we'll get into the workout. Bam. All right. All right, let's see what we got. Hold on, buddy. No, you can't come over here right now. Where's Mama? Do you know where Mama is? Can you go find her? All right, so we're going to superset. We got banded bicep curls. Superset it with tricep push downs with the band. Sweet. All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? All right, we're going to get our dynamic stretching on. Okay, so we're using our bands to kind of get loose again. I'm a big fan of whether it's arm, shoulder, whatever upper body movement, we're going to lubricate the shoulder capsule. So we're going forwards and backwards for 5 to 10. Doesn't have to be a lot. It's helpful to, again, from a lubrication standpoint. Oh, yeah. What? Now we're going to get around the world. And again, if you guys got questions, just let me know in the chat. I think we can change this camera angle. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Got that shoulder kind of nice and lubricated here. Uh-oh, TikTok, where are we at? There we are. What's up, y'all? Okay. So we're going to start with, again, a bicep curl. First round, we're just going to kind of get it warmed up. Again, I want to show you guys just like how simple and easy and accessible it is. So what we're going to do is pull the slack out of the bands. Okay, so I'm anchoring it with both feet. Notice how I have a grip in each hand. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our handle grip to get started. I'm debating on which handle I want to use. You know what? We're going to go to the ergonomically friendly handle. I'll be right back. We're going to add that on. And I already had it clipped up on the handle because I'm setting us up for success here. Now, from the workout from the other day, you guys might have seen I already used dumbbells. We're not going to even use those today because you don't need them. But if you do have dumbbells at home, that's an even bonus. You can use for a variety of things. But we're going to just do banded theme today as much as possible. But I do really enjoy the added grips. And in our pack, we also have handles. However, they're slightly different than these. We're going to have that anchor point. We're going 10 to 15. Six. Five. All right, so that's our first kind of warm-up set. Now we'll do the same thing. We're going to loop it on. Now, you don't need to have this like Gym 1 attachment with our band set. We have anchor points, but I'm going to use it since it's already here. Just anchoring it right up. And be able to get right into our pull downs. 12, 14, 15. All right, that's our first kind of warm-up round. So we're going to end up doing 3 working sets. First one, we got a warm-up round. Who's calling me? Now, because again, the idea is with the warm-up, the first set, I like my first working set to be my best set as far as the most resistance and the highest volume that I can possibly do, and then it just drops off from there. Using warm-up sets, like I just did, is helpful to prime your physical system and your nervous system to do that. But if you're doing like first set, and then by your third set, you're actually doing the most weight, you're kind of, from my perspective, looking at it as the inefficient approach. You want to start at your best, and then it potentially will drop off as you continue. Right, Nisha? Nisha the dog knows. She knows what's up. Okay. So, I think we might even do is I want to cross compare. So we have our gym 1 set up right here, but I'm going to show you guys how you can use the door anchors for both the triceps and the biceps. I'm actually going to pull all this off. You guys will see like a good example of how you don't need any extra stuff. So we're literally just going to use our LOF. We have all fitting right in here in this kit. Actually, close the door. Stuff right up here, and use our door anchor. So again, I have my door anchor. I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with the bicep curls underneath, slide it through, which is a little bit different than the one I was just doing, but it's going to be even more impactful for lengthening on the biceps. Show you guys how to do that. We're just going to slide it right through. So I slide, again, the band right through this bottom anchor. I throw my handles on the clips. Now I can step away. And I can step forward. Now we're getting some nice lengthening to the bicep. I'm actually going to go up in resistance. So I can either go to my 30 pounds, which I'm actually going to end up doing. I'm going to put this on. We're going to swap out the handles. I'm just going to clip it onto our red band. So I'm going from a 15-pound resistance to 30 pounds. And that's simple to adjust. Centering it, and we're going. Supposed to be like a he can tell that it was it's called betrayal. Okay, so now we're switching. Yeah, we got that bottom anchor. I'm just gonna put it up top for the triceps. So notice how simple it is to adjust. I just put it up top, put it to the door. And then bam, now I have my tricep press down or pull down. And I can adjust from resistance just with the distance. That's the first working round. Take a rest, about 45 to 60 seconds. Then we're going to go into round 2. Again, I like to just jot everything down. Normally I put this in the app, but since I'm live streaming on my phone, I'm writing it down and then I'm going to put it in later. And then we're going to get, while I'm waiting, we're just going to look at our next superset as well. Which after this, we've got, seated concentrating curls, supersetted with tricep kickbacks. So again, we're going to use the bands as much as possible. That's already round 1 in the books. Time for round 2. Yeah, we're going into the bands. Yeah. Dude, I gotta say this CMOS in the drink version, the way they do it's really, really nice. Plus, it's a great way to get some extra electrolytes and things in. I'll be honest though, it's like you can just drink water and throw in salt and get, pretty much the same benefit from a electrolyte perspective. It's just a matter of, do you want flavor? Do you want some of the other nutrients? It'll cost more. To me, this is like a, tier 2, tier 3 type thing where foundation, I can just drink water, throw salt in and have it for my nutrition. That's just an added bonus. So now again, we're dropping it down. We're going from the tricep to our bicep. And see how simple that switches? It doesn't take a whole lot. So again, get my good tension. We're going for, again, 10 to 15. Rounds are getting it now. All right. What I think I might even do is I might even move it to this angle so you guys can see it. We're gonna have 2 doors set up here. So you might even use this door. I'm gonna slide you guys out so you can see again. You take this door anchor. We just slide it behind the door to anchor it in place. So I'm gonna give you guys a different angle here. So we got another door right here. No, Michelle. This is usually the door to go outside, so Michelle's like, what? Outside? All right. So again, we're getting our grip here. Tweak you guys a little bit on the angle. So again, I'm going to keep those elbows nice and tight. And the key here is the control. Here we go. That's 2 rounds down, y'all. We got 1 more working set on this. Okay. Take a minute. We got 1 more working round. Because we get to finish up the pre-workout. Yeah, I gotta say that again, the pre-workout sticks. The flavor actually tastes better when you just drop it on your tongue. It gets a little diluted when you add it to a liquid. And it's gonna take longer to absorb. It's kind of why I'm doing it. Believe it or not, I don't want that like shotgun of caffeine and beta alanine. I want it to slowly hit over the workout. So I even have some energy going into, I have a presentation I'm actually giving right after this at 2 o'clock on digitally detoxing. Ironically, as we're like live streaming here. But get that energy is my point. Okay. You get a face full of crotch over here. Sorry, y'all. All right, so now let's get it set back up over here. Do our final superset. Okay, last again set. We're going 10 to 15. Chaos. Now I'll superset that with our tricep press. It's okay, Obear. Obear is fighting that nap party. All right, that's round 3 down. Now we're going into our next superset, which is concentration curls and tricep kickbacks. Again, we're going to be using the bands for these. I'll see if we got any questions. What's up? What's up? Nah, not today, y'all. Not today. But we are going for some hanging tricep press downs. Some kickbacks now. But yeah, we're going to do a concentration curl variation. So I'm going to tag the ball in for this one. Now, I'm going to personally use a dumbbell since I have one, but I'm also going to show you how you can use the bands if you don't have any other equipment. Okay, so I will sometimes work in dumbbells, adjustable dumbbells, kettlebells, and my Thor hammer, depending on the variations. But everything I do with all this equipment can be done with bands as well. So I'm going to show you both. Okay. Let's see, what are we feeling here? Ooh, what's up, Foo Fighters? Yo, what does everyone like to listen to when they work out? What's your playlist? What's your go-to music? So, We're also going to go into so again, I'm just looping it to the anchor now. Now we have both a right and left-handed variation. So if I wanted to do concentration curls purely with the band, here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to pull the camera down just a little bit so you guys can see. I'll show you guys a little bit of a different angle. Here's what we're going to do. Whether you use a ball to sit on or use a bench or whatever, we have our loop anchor coming right through. And the reason I like this is because the angle and the force. So honestly, I'm probably not even going to use the dumbbell. But again, traditionally, we would do a dumbbell concentration curl. The drawback is as they get lower, the resistance comes off, the most force comes off. But here, because the angle of force being at the door, we actually get more resistance. And the cool thing is, check this out. Look what we can do. I can not only have it at the handle, but I can even put these two things together by looping it on. And then I get the best of both worlds. With the dumbbell, I'm getting resistance at the top end. And at the bottom, I'm still getting resistance because of the band. So we're putting these two together. Yeah, we're going 10 to 15. And again, you don't need a lot of dumbbells to make this work. So I'm going to drop that off. So I got about 6 with the afternoon. Now we can just go drop set right to bands. Yeah. 10, we're going 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're going to superset, do the opposite side. So look how simple the transfer is. Boom. Pop it on over to the opposite side. We got the same thing. Camera angle is not going to be the best because of the setup that I have, but you guys will still be able to see. Again, because I did 6 with the dumbbell on my right side, I'm going to do 6 on the left side, then drop it down to the bands. Even if I could hypothetically do more, I don't do more on one side than I can the other side. You don't want to have one side progressing faster. So I just drop dumbbell off, go back into just the band. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we got 15 on both sides. Now we're going to tricep kickbacks again with the bands. We're going into a bent over tricep kickback variation. I'll give you the setup there. And again, you can do it with dumbbells. Traditionally, it would be with our dumbbells, right? In this kind of bent over tricep kickback position. But I'm going to be doing it with the bands instead to substitute. Again, I'm not even going to use the handles on this one. I'm just going to be using the bands themselves. All right, it's round 1. We're going to take a minute rest. We're going to hit again 2 more rounds on that. All right, and again, it's helpful to always. One thing that's helpful in your workouts is, again, being able to write down what you're doing, your sets, your reps, your resistance. So in your workouts, you can progress. That's the beautiful thing about the LOF app. When you do your workouts, we have suggested weights for you based on your last round. And then you go up 10%, 5, 10, 15% for your next set. And we also track that for you. So you can take the guesswork out of it so you know how much weight to use. And also when you hit a new PR, you hit different records, we celebrate that with you. We capture that data. We also help track your consistency and adherence to your habits. And in general, what we're shooting for is 80% adherence to any plan. So you're not going to be 100% perfect year round, but from a sustainability perspective, we want to shoot for 80%. With that being said, it's time for round number 2. Bring our dumbbell back into the mix. Move it right back up. Bam. Dumbbell resistance. Last round we got 6, so I'm shooting for like 4 to 6 on this one. Then we'll superset or drop set it to the bands by themselves. Yeah. Okay, so we got 5 on that one actually. So now we're going to do 10, just bands. $12, $13, $14. All right, now we're switching over to the left side. Okay. Oh, no. And again, if you have questions, feel free to drop in the comments watching live. And also, if you guys are watching the replay of this, feel free to drop in the comments. I circle back, always try and add value and insight where I can. Or if you have suggestions or requests, drop that as well. All right, so again, we're going for 5 on this left side. I'll finish the rest with just the band. All right, now again, supersetting tricep. The thing also I like about this, the CMOS drinks by True CMOS, is like because it's a glass container, I actually repurpose them. I just fill it back up with water. And it's just a nice reusable. I believe it's 12 ounces. So if I do that 10 times throughout the day, that's almost a gallon of water. That's my goal. And just track it from there. And we got our tricep kickbacks. Down, 2 down. Take a minute and go round 3. Okay. Let's actually look at what we have for our third superset, or our third combo of exercises. Yeah, all right. So for this one, we got alternating curls and straight arm pullbacks. Ooh, okay. All right, we got about 15 more seconds, so we're going in for round number 3. Again, concentration curls and tricep kickbacks. Ooh, let's see what we got next on our playlist. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, push a man. All right, we're hitting about that 40-minute mark. So we're getting close towards, this is going to be a little bit longer. This one's probably going to go an hour. Normally I like to keep them 40, 45 minutes, but I'm really heavily focusing on just arms today. So we're going to run a little bit closer to an hour. Normally they're about 45. What you can do though, to save time, if you guys want to keep it at a 45-minute workout, instead of doing 3 rounds on all of these with the high volume of 15, you can do 2 rounds. This technically calls for 2 to 4. You can go all the way up to 4 if you have an hour and 15 minutes or so. But if you're short on time, want to keep it 40, 45 minutes, go 2 rounds, go through all 3 of the superset lifts. All right, last one. All right, let's get it. Last time we did 5 and then 10, so we're going to shoot for about 4 to 5 on the dumbbell plus bands. Have a superset last 10, just the bands. All right, let's switch those sides. Again, you don't need the dumbbells. I'm just using them because I have them. But that's why I like the band set. You can literally do this with just the bands. Now we got last 10, just bands. That's cool. And again, notice how simple it is to adjust the distance to give more or less tension. All right, now we got tricep kickbacks. So again, if you were just trying to keep the workout to about 40, 45 minutes, you could even technically stop here. You could do 3 rounds of the first 2 supersets, or you could do 2 rounds of all 3 of our movements. The last of our second compound lifts. We take a minute, going into our last superset, our alternating curls and our straight arm pullbacks. So alternating curls, again, we can do biceps with the dumbbells. We're gonna again use the bands here though. So traditionally it would be a dumbbell version of this would look like, again, we have our dumbbells. We're just alternating what side we're curling with. We're basically gonna do the same thing with our bands. And I'll show you what that looks like. This is where I'm fortunate again. I have multiple sets of bands. It's even easier to trade them out. So I'm going to clip up again our handles. I'm just going to go through straight alternating banded curls, clipping the weight right on. I'm getting right into it. Ooh, what's up, Rage Against the Machine? And again, you can go with these ergonomic friendly handles. We have our straight bar handled ones as well. Both are fine. I just kind of prefer this from the feel. But even just doing our straight handled, show you what I'm talking about. So this is what the actual set comes with. You can just kind of clip them on versus the ergonomically, as you can see, a little bit just beefier. It's just a matter of preference. The straight bar comes with the set, so you don't need anything, but you can always get like additional purchases that just upgrade the fit, the feel, all that good stuff. So that being said, we've been resting long enough. I'm gonna anchor things down. Making sure we got slack out. So again, I'm anchoring with both my feet. We're just gonna go alternating again, bicep curls. So I'm gonna go 1, 1. We're going 10 to 15. Boom. So we got 15. Now we're again supersetting this. Again, just shows to show you how simple it is to use the bands here. Thanks for the love, by the way. With our straight arm pullbacks, it's almost like we're doing a lat pull down variation, but we're focusing on the triceps. So that's like a little bit of the discrepancy and difference between the two. So let's just kind of see what it looks like here. Honestly, for these, I'm probably going to swap out to the yellow bands because my triceps are already cooked and I want to get the most out of the control range of motion. So again, swapping out triceps for bands, getting some good tension, keep my arms out straight, and I'm just pulling back. So there we go. We got 15-15. We're going to take 1 minute rest. We're going to go through 2 more rounds. And we got, we're going back, so I'm gonna. People might even play with the double. So here's the thing. I have multiple band sets, right? So I get to like double up on things. So he goes, the bands are 8 to 15 pounds, 15 pounds at the end resistance. Then the red bands go 15 to 30 pounds, 30 pounds. So I could do 2 yellow bands, which is equivalent to 1 red band. But the cool thing is when I do the 2 yellow bands together, it's easier for me to just drop off one of the bands and just burn out for a drop step. I'll show you. We'll get into that in the next round. But for now, we're going back to alternating with our bicep curls. There we go. We're right at. Oh, yeah, we got our pure protein and coffee going down here. Cheers. So I got that nice anchor point here. Going alternating. So you go 15, 15. Now we're again. I've got 2 sets of the yellow bands. So when I get fatigued, I can drop one off easily. So I notice I'm getting fatigued. Boom, I drop off one of the bands. Whoop. Then I'm just going with 1 set for the last 5. There we go. Round 2 down. All right, so you got about 45 seconds. And then we got 1 more round. And that's pretty much it, y'all. That's what's going to wrap it up for our arm workout for today. Now, again, what I even didn't get into, which I can, is being able to get into, oh, hey, what's up, Aaron? What's up, girl? How's the marathon training going, the endurance training? I see you. We could even get into, I'm actually, you know what, I'm probably going to do 1 burnout round of forearm work just to show you guys some of the different variations I like and the tools that I have here and how you can even add bands to them as well to layer up the resistance. I think that's what I'm actually going to do. We're going to finish it at 2 rounds because my arms are pretty much cooked. So I did, 3, 6. So that'll be 8. We're going to do 1 burnout round for forearms now. So I have 2 different pieces of equipment. So I have our Thor's hammer, and then I have I have 15-pound Thor's hammer, 10-pound kettlebell, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit variations that we could do that adds challenge and resistance with the bands especially. I'm going to just kind of untangle the bands. And then we're going to attach these on. I'll show you guys some really cool variations that we can play with. For example, I like traditionally just going with what we call supinated grip, then going pronated and going back and forth. But what I can do here, I can add the bands to this. So I can give another layer of resistance by adding the bands. So as I'm rotating it and anchoring it with my feet, move it around, it creates another resistance point. So we can go again. We're going to go burnout. 1, 2, 3. So notice what I can do is I can even position it against this way. We go on the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. And what's cool about this is, again, because it's got a lopsided resistance, it makes it a little bit more challenging on the forearm and grip control. Now, I just want to show you guys one more thing we can do with the kettlebell. So I kind of showed you the Thor's hammer, how we can use the kettlebell, add some resistance to it, and be able to get even more forearm and grip work. So what I like, and you technically do this with Thor's hammer too, we're going to do kind of, again, a final burnout where I'm holding it in a getting prepared almost like a bottoms up position. But I'm going to do one final burnout round of hammer curls, but I like doing it with, again, the kettlebell. And now what I'm going to do is just kind of looping it through here. So see how it creates a nice little anchor and attachment. And then all I'm going to do is just step on it with both my feet. Now I'm going to work even more on my brachioradialis and the forearm along with the biceps. I'm coming up, nice, slow, and control. I'm going 1, just supersets of burnout. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I can feel it shaking. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9. I don't know if you guys can see the shaking there, but yeah, I'm pretty much cooked at this point. So we have a little bit more resistance there. Now finishing it up on the left side. Oh, yeah. 2, 3, 4. You can see the instability. And that's what's beautiful about having the bands, the variable resistance. As I go up, and it gets harder. Go one more. 10. Now that's it, y'all. Forearms are cooked, biceps are cooked, triceps are cooked. Again, I've been working a lot more of my accessory muscles. If you guys haven't been noticing, following on, I've been doing a lot of shoulders and arms. Still been doing legs and core, but I haven't done a lot of chest and back and heavy volume set. That is going to be changing as I start getting in more work with my PT and starting to get some shoulder recovery going. But I want to be mindful of my shoulder, not putting a lot of load on it. So that's just one of the variables. But anyways, that's pretty much going to do it. Cheers. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. I'll be back either tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. We'll definitely be back Sunday for our office hours as always. But just stay tuned. If you're not already, follow, subscribe. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the support. Thanks for the roses, the love, the comments. And I will see y'all on the next one. Peace, everybody. Deuces.